of the morning, everybody, and happy Friday. Happy Friday. We are not going to miss one of these. We're live in San Francisco going to the A's Giants game tonight. So, you know, a couple of these plays have a lot to do with it. So, going to go ahead and get started. I've already got everything cooked up for you guys, and I'm just going to go into how I'm looking at it, what I'm looking towards. We got a couple money line picks out there. I've got your prize picks, your Flex Friday picks. I've got a 60% underdog fantasy boost. I've got a 90% underdog fantasy boost. So we're going to look into it right now. Underdog is having a deposit match of, I believe it's up to $50. It's a 25% deposit match. So go ahead, take a look at that. Always tie in Joey Betts 47. That'll be the dog right there. So that's with Underdog Fantasy, and then with Prize Picks, we'll go ahead and have that link up for you too. So Flex Friday, that's going to be the big thing in today. Is what can we do with the flex play? And there, it is a protected pick, right? And what I mean by protected pick is that if you bet the $20, you get it back if you do not win, right? And a flex play is basically that you don't have to hit every man on your slip right here. Basically, you look at the details. You've got $200 if you do 6 out of 6. If you have 5 out of 6, you're winning 25, and if you have 4 out of 6, you win 8 of the dollars back in your regular 2 deposit back out, and then I believe it's $12 will end up in your bonus bets, right? So everything will end up right back into your bonus bets. Now you cannot withdraw back the $20 if you lose the bet, right? So we're going for not losing, and that's why you see a lot of these green goblins up here. These goblins right here are safer picks. These are your alternate lines. These are not what these players are listed as. Like Nick Castellanos, he's listed as 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs. I believe Bo Bichette, Roman Laureano's listed at 1.5, and I'll tell you why right now. So going into it, Nick Castellanos, let's go into this Phillies Pirates game now. There is another pick on this Phillies Pirates game that I had. I had Ranger Suarez. I decided to take it out. Reason why I had him in there is because the Pirates strike out fifth most in the MLB against left-handed pitchers, right? And Ranger Suarez's line was at 5.5. Now, the thing that threw me away for Ranger Suarez was the fact that you see left-handed pitcher. He strikes out more than 3% of his batters. So 47 batters faced in this Pittsburgh Pirates lineup. He struck out 17, right? So that is all good. It looks amazing, right? But see, I cannot trust, a pitcher that gives up 7 earned. Against Arizona, 3.2 innings. Yes, he hit his Ks. He hit 6 Ks. But 7 earned is quite a lot. Quite a lot for me. And I feel like it's just a trap play right here. So early in the day, you don't want to lose on your first bet. So I didn't really go for that. The one pick I do really like in Philly is Nick Castellanos. And why is this? When you look at what Nick Castellanos does against the pitcher that he's facing today, you've got, where is he at? Right here against Andrew Heaney. He's 6 for 8, 5 singles, a double, and then a walk, 750 average. And then you look at what he's been doing against left-handed pitching, right? Andrew Heaney, a lefty. You go bat versus pitch. You see Castellanos 6 for 8 with a double, and then a strikeout as well. Then you got this game log: 2 for 4, 1 for 4, 2 for 4, 3-game hitting streak, 2 RBIs and a run in that 3-game hitting streak, right? And then he's hit safely in 5 out of the last 6 games, right? So you really like that there, especially against left-handed pitching. 360 average, and this is what we're seeing right here. 360 average, 3 runs, 7 RBI, and a homer against lefties. And then when you put him at home, again, above 300 average. That's what you want. That's what you want. This batter has about 4 times, 3 to 4 at-bats. You want him to hit 1, maybe drive in a run, maybe score a run, right? So that's what you're hoping for with the 1.5 hit run and RBI. So we have Castellanos on the 1.5 hit run and RBI. That's one of the ones that we looked at. Let's go into Roman Laureano. Ramon Laureano. Ramon Laureano against Mackenzie Gorey, 6 for 8, 4 singles, a double. That's a 750 average. Let's go a little bit deeper into this, right? Um, Laureano plays. Let's refresh our memory here. The Orioles. We got O's. Nats, O's. And I love this rivalry series. Most of these games are rivalry games. So expect some money line picks. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter, JoeyBets47. Let's go ahead and go into Mackenzie Gore. Now, Mackenzie Gore has a strikeout. Like, he's one of the top on the board right now for price picks. Yeah, 6.5. 9.8 thousand people think that Mackenzie Gore is going to strike out 6.5. Now, I would be very safe on that because of the fact that, the Orioles don't strike out very much, and especially against left-handed pitching, they're outside of the top 10. So you don't, 7Ks is just a lot. It's just a lot for me, especially with Mackenzie Gore. Might hit it, but I don't know about 9.8 thousand people writing their bets on it, right? So stay away. I would stay away from these top picks right here and really focus on these ones right here on the bottom, right? Because these are more like they're not being hunted down. Cole Reagans on 7Ks is amazing as well. He's been hitting that feet. 8, 11, 4 against Colorado, 7 and 10. Reagans went off. He's been going off, and then as you can see, St. Louis strikes out 8th most against left-handers. Right? That's another deal. I don't really like going pitcher strikeouts unless there's a half on there, because at the end of the day he'll end up with 7Ks and we'll just push the bet. It'll be something we sweated over for nothing, right? So going into it, we already showed you why we like Nick Castellanos. We're going to show you why we like Ramon Laureano, because of the fact that he's 6 for 8, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs against Mackenzie Gore. Not a very good average on the season, but his game log has looked a little fresh. We only need him for a hit-run RBI, right? So we've got 1 hit, we've got 1 run, we've got 1 hit. He hits it about every other day right now. Against lefties, he hits 161, right? So Ramon Laureano, just the fact that he hits very well against Mackenzie Gore is the reason why we have him for a hit, right? That's something to look at. If you want to tie in Ranger Suarez, swap out that Laureano pick. That's also a possibility as well. It'll more than likely get you more money because of the fact that it's not a goblin pick, right? JP Sears. Now, going into this game means a lot because this is what we're here for. We're here in San Fran. I love the ways the A's are playing baseball. I love the A's just in general. Jacob Wilson hitting great against right-handed pitchers. I believe I've said it maybe about 4 or 5 times on this podcast in different videos. San Francisco, though. San Francisco is not a hunch, but they do strike out 7th most against left-handed pitchers, right? And then we didn't go after such a huge feat for JP Sears. We only went after 4 Ks, right? And it's a goblin pick, right? But look at his games. 4 Ks against New York. Against Miami, he only had 2, so which should, alarm you a little bit. But you have Texas, New York, Colorado, and Chicago, or it is Chicago and Miami don't strike out much against the lefty. Even though they're pretty bad teams, they hit pretty well against the left-handed pitcher, right? So we are going JP Sears on 4 Ks, and then I've really liked the people that set up the plate in San Francisco tonight. You've got the Giants, A's, and you've got the 2 top hitters in their respective teams. You've got Jacob Wilson going up against a righty, and what do we say against Jacob Wilson against right-handed pitchers? 348 average, 21 runs, 24 RBIs. He has 5 home runs, all against right-handed pitchers. So I really like Jacob Wilson. This is one of my regular picks out there. Not a goblin. I got him on a 5.5 hitter fantasy score. Now, Jacob Wilson as well as where are we at? Let's go into this a little bit deeper. I'm very surprised that he doesn't lead this team in average. Heliot Ramos has been amazing, but overall, yeah, 286 to 288. Very close. Jung-Hoo Lee is amazing right now. One for one run, one hit, really sets up the plate on a 4 game hitting streak. And this is what really caught my eye. JP Sears is a left handed pitcher. Lee hits 319 off of lefties, 5 runs, 11 RBI. And then when you put him at home, he still hits 300, 12 runs, 11 RBI. I really like Lee in this game, even though I'm riding with the A's in heart. The Giants' money line and Lee having a big game is pretty safe. But you know me, I'm going with the A's all the way. I'm really going with the A's all the way. Riding on Jacob Wilson's back. Just got back from a Dodger series where they just got the doors knocked off of them. So, plenty of rest. Come up to San Fran. Figure this out. Figure this out. And we're going to win this game, right, to start the series. That's our prize picks. Basically, we got Nick Castellanos going good against the pitcher that he's facing. Bo Bichette. Let's go back to Bo Bichette. That's one I may have forgotten. But the fact that Bo Bichette does get amazing against right-handed pitching, I really like that. 3 for 7 off of Flaherty. Flaherty has not been the same pitcher as he was last year. You got his splits. You've got right-handed pitching, 307 average, and then when you put Bo Bichette at home, he hits 323 with 12 runs and 10 RBI. Against the righty, he has 15 runs and 19 RBI. Bo Bichette will have a big game today. We're only hitting him for 1.5. I believe it's 1.5 hit run and RBI, and that's a discounted pick, right? We've got the 5.5 hitter fantasy score. Jacob Wilson wins the game for the A's. Jung-Hoo Lee does a great job. JP Sears shows why San Francisco strikes out a lot against lefties. Ramon Laureano grabs a hit. Just one hit. That's all we need off of Mackenzie Gore. Bo Bichette has an amazing game. Slays against righties. And then Nick Castellanos. Nick Castellanos drives in a run. We see maybe a single RBI somewhere along the lines for Nick Castellanos. So I really like this one. Very safe route. 20 for $200. So the reason why we added so many safe picks is because of the fact when you add more players to your slip, even though it causes more risk, but the more risk, the more reward on this in this case, right? So we ran the flex play, showing you the flex play. I've got a couple discounts on Underdog Fantasy. I took advantage of that 25%. We ended up putting in somewhere around $50, and then we got some money back. So you got 50% profit boost on PGA. You've got Reese versus Clark. Any eligible picks, so you can discount that. You got a 30% profit boost on the NHL. And then tomorrow, because we've been riding this all the way through, Underdog Fantasy has been giving an extender from 60% on to 100, and this will be able to play tomorrow in the Game 7 that we have. I believe it's OKC Denver. I have a couple picks for you for basketball. We've got some basketball picks out there. Me personally, the way I've been looking at this postseason is basically I want to call the game first. You call the game first, and then you look at how the players are going to play on the field. Now, New York's going to win this. The Knicks are going to take it home. The Knicks are going to win this game, and you know why? It's going to be on the hands of Karl-Anthony Towns. Karl-Anthony Towns will end this series on his own. I have him for 25 points, 11 rebounds. That's 36 points and rebounds. I really like this game. You got Deuce McBride hitting 2 threes. I have him hitting at least 2 threes. 6 points. He's averaged, I believe he's had 11 in his last game, and then he's gotten more than 6 in three of the 5 games that he's played against Boston. Jalen Brunson goes off in the fourth quarter, ends the game. Basically, he's the clutch matter. We had him lower than the 29.5 that he's posted. And then we got Derek White lower than the 20.5 that he's posted. He hasn't hit, he's hit 17 points this postseason with the hook once. And then every other game since that, he's hit over the 17.5. So expect Derek White on the alternate line. That is probably the safest pick out there with Jason Tatum out. Derek White will take over that point total because of the fact that even if you give the chance to Jaylen Brown to score 30 points, he won't go out there and score 30 points. Now, big time, we're starting to see that Boston really relied on their role players these last few years. Jason Tatum has not been what we expected him to be. Jaylen Brown is not going to step up. I don't see him stepping up. I see the Knicks ending this series on the shoulders of their two superstars, Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. So we're going to take those two. I got Karl Anthony Towns on over 32.5 points and rebounds, Deuce McBride on 6 points, Jalen Brunson on 27 points, and then Derek White on 17.5. Now that's going to be a four picker for 78.60. We bet $10 on the line. That's because we have the 90% profit boost. You guys may see a little bit lower. I've also got the baseball picks out here. These are my best out of that Flex Friday. These are my table setters right here. The two that we said with the A's Frisco game, Jacob Wilson, the way he hits off of right-handed pitching, Jung Ho Lee, the way he hits off of lefties, Bo Bichette, the way he hits off of righties, and Nick Castellanos, just his track record against the Pirates this season. So you guys look at that. You got 78.60 on a $10 bet for this one. You've got your basketball for 86.50 on a $10 bet, and then you've got your prize picks, $20 for 200 right there. A couple money line picks that I really like today. I really like, what is it? Cincinnati over Cleveland. Brady Singer against Tanner Bybee. Singer does have a very active. I mean, Cleveland is very active against Singer. Nolan Jones has a great average off of Singer, but the fact that Singer has been doing so great, you got Terry Francona going back to Cleveland. This is going to be an amazing. I just feel like this is going to be a great game. I got Cincinnati winning this game. Philly's going to crush. Pittsburgh. I feel like Ranger Suarez is just going to roll through that lineup. I can even just because Philly's bullpen is very shoddy. I could see a -1.5 on a spread for Philly. Yankees Mets. This one's going to be tough to call. I really see the Mets rake against lefties, and that's the thing is that when you have a 275 average, you give up 19 hits and 4 home runs, 11 RBIs against the team you're facing. I don't see Carlos Rodon having such a great game. I know the Yankees are likely favored. Very likely favored, yeah. I just don't like betting those games just in general. Detroit, Toronto. Detroit is favored, but I feel like Toronto is going to rake off of Flaherty, especially at home. They're going to protect that home field advantage. Take Toronto in this one. Take Toronto. Take Cincy. Let's go ahead and build a slip for us right now. Let's go ahead and build a money line slip out of here. Let's see what we have. We're going to look at it. We're going to go on Fliff, and we're going to take Toronto. We're going to take Cincy right here. And then we're going to take, what did we say? We said Toronto over Detroit. Let's go back into this. Let's see what else we got. Atlanta, Boston. I just feel like Sale's going to strike the shit out of Boston. It's going to be a very great game for Sale. I feel like, and Boston's just going to do what Boston does in the middle of the season. You got St. Louis, Kansas City. That's going to be a great game. Cole Reagans is going to strike out. So I'd say Kansas City in the first 5. That would be a great pick out there. You got Houston against Texas, Minnesota against Milwaukee, Colorado, Arizona, San Diego, Seattle, Dodgers, Angels, and then you got Frisco against the A's. This one right here, Seattle, San Diego. I really like San Diego winning this one because of the fact that what they do off of righties at home. San Diego is 16-5 at home, and then the Mariners are 10-8 away. Logan Evans hasn't done the best, as you can see, is 6.6 ERA. And then Stephen Kolek, he's been sharp. He's gotten a lot of run support, but he's been sharp as well. So I've got San Diego winning this game as well. Let's go ahead and take the Padres and see what that does to our slip. -165. That's plus 574. So $20 wins 100 something. Let's see what $10 will win you. $10 wins you 67 off of this slip alone. You got Cincinnati, Toronto, and the Padres winning. Um, Take some safe bets in there too. Throw something safe in there. You got Arizona playing Colorado. Colorado is 2-20 away. They probably don't do very well in the division. Arizona needs these games, especially with San Francisco and LA running away with the division. So let's go ahead and see what Arizona does to the slip as well, right? Let's see what happens when we add the Diamondbacks at minus 485. Basically, we had $20, right? That's 81. 81 off a $10 slip. You go Reds money line. Terry Francona going back to Cleveland. Toronto money line. Bo Bichette has a big game, just breaking off a right-handed pitching. Flaherty does shitty. Um, Padres right-handed pitching again at home. I love the Padres at home. Arizona at home against the Rockies, especially. You got 10 for 81 on this one. We're gonna go ahead and ride this one through. So add that to the slip. I've given you 4 slips out there. You guys